Hello there, we're in Fountain Square and Keith will tell you what date it is.
It's Tuesday the 22nd of May, which is semi-final one day of Eurovision 2012. As Andrew has just said, we're in the middle of Fountain Square. Those silver balls that you see behind me are one of three or four
big fountains. Yeah.
Exactly. And so this is a lovely, lovely part of the city. Also lots of shops around here as well. So it's a very, very different day today. It's quite windy. We're actually getting to see why Baku is called the City of Wind. Quite, not to say chilly, but certainly warm.
It's like a cool wind.
A cool wind,
yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's nice to describe it. Okay, so we're finished the rehearsals, well we are, of the first semi-final. There is one this afternoon, but I think we've both seen a bit too much of this. Exactly. So, semi-final one, and we've got an amazing consensus because Andrew has picked his 10, I picked my 10, and 9 of the 10 coincide with one another. I have them on the list here. Iceland, Greece, Albania, Romania, Cyprus, Russia, Hungary, Moldova and Ireland. The ones that we differ on, I'm picking Denmark. Andrew's picking Hungary, and that's the only thing that we differ on. Now we both have picked countries like Switzerland and Belgium close by, but yeah, we're excluding them for the moment. So watch the show tonight. I'm also doing a radio link hopefully into RTE just before the show this evening, and it's all coming and going at the moment. We're also the big topic at the moment is OG tickets, the Eurovision fan club tickets, which were only distributed yesterday, so everybody's going around a little bit chaotic.
It's a bit frantic because people are worried that they're not going to get their tickets. Last night wasn't such a huge issue because quite a lot of people were perhaps not going to go to the jury final that was held last night. In fact, a lot of people didn't because they wanted to go out and party because it's on at the same sort of time. But today's more important because it's the first semi-final, it's a real show and people are now pretty keen to make sure they get their tickets.
So I think there's over 70 people in the UK that have to get their tickets within the space of 24 hours or even less, I think it is. And thankfully there's only about 14 or 15 of us from Ireland, but that's what's taking our time at the moment. Just after going back to semi-final one and the songs that impressed us yesterday and the reception in the arena.
Yeah, well, you were in the arena, I was in the press centre, but the receptions were pretty much the same because the press, if they hear a really cracking song performed well, they do tend to have a bit of a spontaneous round of applause after it, and sometimes it could be more noticeable than other countries. The ones that really stood out were Russia, Cyprus, and perhaps to a certain extent Switzerland did stand out. A lot of people seem to think it was a good performance.
Yeah, those three did well in the arena as well. And one thing that really took me in the arena was Albania, and as you know it's quite an unusual song and it's a real virtuoso performance by Rona there, and there was 2 separate spontaneous rounds of applause in the arena while the song was going on, and if that carries on to the live show tonight, I think that may give that song a little bit of an edge. So for the rest of the week, as I said, it's showtime tonight, more semi-final rehearsals tomorrow for semi-final 2, and then the actual show on Thursday. More or less what we're at here.
We're now into a little bit of a pattern with regards to the days because the rehearsal times are on so late in the day. I mean, even the first rehearsals do not start until 6 o'clock in the evening. And even when we reach Friday for the final, that actually changes to 5:30 in the evening because it obviously has to be a bit longer. So we're basically having a bit of free time during the daytime, meeting up with friends and going for something to eat and a walkabout. Keith's going on a city tour.
I'm going on a city tour now, just heading up to Alzig Square to pick up the city tour. And as I said then, a little bit of a meal this evening before we go off to the show, what we call the napkin of death, where I suppose 10-12 of us will write our predictions, put a little wager on it, and the person who gets the most predictions in semi-final 1 and semi-final 2 will win a princely sum of something like 12 manettes, or 4 beers worth. That's ridiculous. Okay, so that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll obviously be reacting to semi-final 1 and the results. Also going to try and get Elaine Dove out of her duvet before midday and get her onto the briefing as well, the brunch briefing. But for now, bye and see you tomorrow.
Bye bye.